Hi guys, welcome back to the 220-somethings podcast, episode number 5. You're probably wondering where the fuck have these guys been, but we're back for episode number 5.
We are back. There's a lot of people thinking that we weren't going to come back and that this was just, it was just deaded off. But no, we well and truly have returned.
We have returned after Ben's took a shite, put his lip gloss on and spilt water all over his trousers.
Yeah, it's not the best way to start a podcast, but if you can see, I did spill water from the hand dryer on myself. So we're off to a flying start, but it's okay.
Yeah.
People aren't here to see what I'm wearing. Clearly Sky didn't get that memo because she always shows up with a full
Adidas like throw up on you or something.
three-piece suit on, but yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, there's, again, as usual, not really a plan for today's podcast. Obviously, last time we had our guest on, Robert Craig, owner of Performance Gym, and you guys liked that podcast. We had a lot of good feedback on it, so if you watched it, thanks so much. And if you haven't, then go back and watch it because it's a really good listen. Even if you're not interested in owning a business, it's just good to get some knowledge from Rab because he's been in the game for a long time and he knows his stuff. So
yeah, this is also a good time to mention that all of the podcasts that we filmed up until now are now officially available on Spotify, and this one will be too when it's posted. So if you're not a fan of clicking on YouTube and keeping your phone open while listening or watching and you just want to listen to it while you're in the car,
yeah, a lot of people like a podcast when they drive.
When they're driving, then you now can do so because they're now officially on Spotify. It is just the 220-somethings podcast, and just for moving forward, that's where they'll be. They'll be on podcast. They'll be on YouTube and Spotify.
Nice, look at us.
I know.
So yeah, today we just thought we'd kind of catch you up on what we've been up to, why we maybe haven't been in the studio, and what our kind of plans are for the rest of the year, work-wise, training-wise, personal-wise, business-wise.
Yeah, it's basically just an update because we have obviously been away from the podcast for
not that long.
Not that long. Is it like a month and a half?
Yeah, we just didn't
like
do one last month.
We didn't do one last month. Our intention was to do one last month. Obviously, coming off the back of having a guest on as well, that's quite a big episode to have.
Yeah.
So the bar was set pretty high in terms of what do we do next. That kind of pressure alongside other things happening with our personal lives led us to just say let's just take the month off, which, to be fair, we're not really like a well-renowned podcast at this point.
Nah, we do one episode a month,
exactly.
And that's all really I feel like we could do just with our schedules, and obviously it's expensive. So if anyone wants to sponsor us coming here.
Exactly, and to be fair, I actually forgot what I was going to say there. I was going to say something, but I know. Oh my God, I've taken a month and a half off and I've already forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, no, I've totally lost my train of thought.
So yeah, we only really do one episode a month anyway, because like we said, we are quite type B with it. I know, surprise from me. We don't really have any plans. We literally have zero notes today. We were just kind of, because I feel like we've not really been together for a while.
No, it has been like last
crossing
month
paths.
And the start of this month has been very much just like on the fly, like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
The only real time we spent proper time with each other was PCA.
Yeah.
But like in and at the gym, like I've been really busy with work. You've been busy with work as well. There's also been other stuff been going on as well. So it only made sense to be like, do you know what? Like it's totally healthy if we just take a month away. But to be fair, it was actually quite nice to see that there was a couple of people saying, oh, where's the podcast? What's happening?
Yeah.
There's not been one out this month. To actually see people to have a bit of demand for it was quite nice, to be fair, because at the end of the day, sometimes there's imposter syndrome doing stuff like this, thinking, nobody's really that bothered about it. But then seeing people go, oh, like, where's the podcast? Was quite a nice feeling. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
The time off was needed for what was happening, and we're in a good space now to kind of continue on with where we left off.
We're back.
We're
I'm looking
back.
fly.
We're
My
back,
fit is
bitches.
fly. I'm just going to start off by doing a little fit check today. So this is the new ASOS X Adidas collection, and it's like a suit underneath. So I do really enjoy that because it goes with my boss bitch vibes. And then I've also been Molly May affected. I went with the matcha ones just because I thought it goes with quite a lot of my spring.
Affected?
Yeah, it's called like the Molly May effect. Have you not heard of it?
No.
It's like when
I know who Molly May is, but I don't know what the effect is.
So it's like when Molly does something or wears something,
Everyone
loads
does
of
it.
other girls like bow down to consumerism and go and buy it. So that's what I did
So
with
she
this.
bought those shoes or that suit?
No, these are her shoes. She brought out a collection
Did
with
she?
Adidas.
Jeez, so where have I
Yeah,
been?
I know.
Where have I been? Usually I'm quite in on all that stuff, but I've clearly missed that.
And what are you wearing today?
It's not as exciting, to be fair, but it's pretty good. It's
you.
pretty good for my standard.
Right, and I also would just like to say I only ever see Ben in the same 3 jumpers. So I'm here for it. The fact he's bought some new clothes.
Yeah. So context as well, I'll explain, but not in a mean way. Ellie, my girlfriend, actually turned around and, there's young LA clothes, and I was thinking I quite like some of this stuff, but obviously clothes are quite expensive sometimes when you get them from new brands. And I did say to her, I was like, oh, there's these clothes that I quite like, and I was looking at the website and I was like, nah, I won't get any, I don't need any new clothes. And she's like, are you panicking about buying new stuff because in case you don't have any money for other stuff? And I was like, no, never. And then she's like, I'm going to say this so that you just get yourself new clothes, but your clothes are scabby. And she's like, there's a hole in your joggies that you wear to work. And I was like, I don't care. I'm not trying to impress anyone. And then I was like, oh my God, maybe I am. I think I'm like the Oliver Twist of PG. I just walk about wearing like scuffed up Hokas and like holy shorts and like, a t-shirt that I've had for about 5 years. So I thought, do you know what? She's right. I will treat myself. Yeah. So I'm wearing New Balance 550s, which I have had for years.
Get
They're
socks.
Socks. The socks, I don't know if you can see, are performance gym socks. They are absolute belters, by the way. They're so comfy. Bershka joggies.
Nice.
Garmin on the wrist, And then we've got Young Ellie on the top half. I did get other things as well, and it does feel quite nice to have new clothes.
There you go.
Even though some of your closest pals, when they see your new clothes, decide to slag you. But nah, I'm joking. Sky didn't slag me. She didn't realise it was new clothes, but she didn't really look at the joggies when I was in PT.
No, I thought they had paint all over them.
And she's like, nice joggies, bro. And I was like, already they're quite out there for what I wear. So I was like, fuck, these are going in the bin. These are going in the bin. I feel like
when you wear something out there, at first you're a little bit off with it, and then it's fine. Like this, for example, like what I wear isn't everyone's cup of tea.
Or you and your polka dots. That's exactly what I was thinking when you said that. I was like, you've recently made a movement of being like, it's my style, but I like it and I don't care. With the polka dots, and then you're like, nice joggies. I was like, that fucker.
I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, a hypocrite, I know. No, but exactly, like, they were a bit out there, but I quite like them. Anyways, enough about clothes.
So
we're both looking
what's
quite
been
dapper.
happening? What have we been up to?
So what's been happening since the last episode? First off, I just want to say, actually quite good to mention, after the last podcast, Robert, if he's watching, was very kind.
He won't be watching.
And it probably won't be, but it was very kind and took me and Sky out for lunch to say thank you for it. And it was quite nice to actually spend some good time with him, because to be fair, he's a very busy man, and we don't usually get a lot of time to just spend one-on-one or two-to-one with him, to actually sit down and have a genuine conversation with him. And obviously the podcast was a chance for that as well, but that's obviously a manufactured conversation, whereas, going out for lunch, it was actually quite nice to just
And obviously
bond.
We mentioned on the podcast that he is a really good guy to work for, and that's just another example of that.
Exactly. So it was very nice. If you are watching, Robert, thank you very, very much for that.
He'll never be watching again.
He won't be, but on the off chance he is, we really appreciate it. But what's been happening? So I suppose in and around the gym, a lot of the other PTs have been prepping, and it came to the first show that we went and seen, which was PCA, which me, you and Ellie all travelled for to go support them. So we had Scott, we had Alicia, we had Kaylee, Morgan,
Grant.
No, Grant wasn't doing PCA.
Oh, I'm just talking about kind of everyone
from
our
right, okay,
gym.
Yeah, so doing
Scottish
PCA, we had a couple of people, but there was other people that were doing the Scottish season, like Grant. We had Angie as well doing PCA, who did phenomenal. But we went down for the day.
What's Megan's client's name? Erin?
Yeah, Erin. Yeah, Erin did it as well.
I really hope we're not forgetting anyone.
I know, me too. But basically, long story short, we went and supported for the day, and it was a good day out. It was good to see all of them, obviously, like put all the hard work that they've dedicated to themselves for the last however long. Them have that chance to finally display it, and it was all good spirits, and it's always a good day out, albeit it's sometimes quite long. So we've done that. You had your client photo shoot.
Yeah, so Scottish season just finished up that yesterday, actually. Granite at the weekend there. I never went to Granite because I have had so much on. Like, I had 2 bodybuilding shows, client photo shoot, so I just didn't want to commit to like 4 weekends in a row because these shows are such a long day. Like, see when they say on the ticket they finish at 5, they finish at 7. Then you've got your travel time home. So they are really like a really, really long day. But I went to IBFA and then PCA.
Oh, yes,
the only thing about the Scottish season is when you go to all the shows, you are watching the same people like for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, which is absolutely fine, because if you live in Scotland, you're Scottish, you're obviously going to compete in the Scottish season. But it is really nice just kind of seeing everyone's like hard work come to fruition, basically, and just be on the sidelines, because that was me last year, obviously.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong, I think it would be nice to do it with people and do it like with people from the gym and stuff like that, because it is kind of like gang. But,
exactly.
yeah, I would like to do the Scottish season
People
someday.
like around you experiencing the same struggles to kind of help push you on as well and give you a bit of motivation. And obviously as well, like, although it's maybe not necessarily healthy, sometimes there is that little bit in the back of your mind that's competitive, that's kind of like, right, well, this person round me is looking like this, I need to up my game here,
Your
kind of thing.
training session after you've been at a bodybuilding show just hits.
Oh, like, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's so good.
Because like you're so lean, and then you've gave yourself, if you've had an
off
plan.
No, I mean watching. Like as a spectator, like I feel like so buzzed and so fired
well,
up.
you made that good like a saying, like itchy feet.
Yeah,
you get itchy feet. Yeah, you do. Like I can imagine, because you've done it before, obviously. So seeing that, you're like, oh, I've experienced it. I know how much of an adrenaline rush that is. I really want to do it again.
But I was just in full on momager mode.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
For obviously Alicia, who used to be my client, who now gets coached off of Taylor Hunter, and she's just now my friend. So when I was doing like her makeup, I also did Kaylee's makeup as well. I was just on full on momager mode with my client photo shoot, and it was a good time being on the sidelines.
Yeah. How was your photo shoot?
It was good. So I had 5 girls doing the photo shoot with a newer photography and Omni Gym. So they've got a kind of nice studio in there. The lighting's really, really good as well. So 5 of us, and if you've done a photo shoot before as well, you know that it's a long day. Long day. So I also jumped in some pictures myself. So
I know, like I knew you were going to do that straight away.
Well, I wasn't going to, because if you didn't know, I was sick.
Oh yeah, you were sick. You were really sick.
Really, really bad. I had
this
Mark
was sick, and then you were sick.
Other way about.
No, was it?
I gave it to him.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah, so you did. So you
I had
did.
this mad sickness, diarrhea, flu, right? And obviously I came out the other end weighing the same, but my boyfriend had the same thing, dropped 3 kilo overnight. So, anyway, but so I was sick. I hadn't trained in like 10 days. I hadn't been eating. Some days I'd been eating nothing, and then other days I was eating bread and then just whatever I fancied, biscuits. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. But I just feel like I don't train and I don't eat. How many weeks are in a year? 53? 40?
No,
there's 50 something weeks in a year.
Is there 56?
But anyway, I don't like train every single month of the year, like to just not do a shoot because I've been ill for a week. So I just think, again, it's just another one of those kind of reasons as to why you should train and you should eat well all the time, to just be ready for war at any point.
Yeah. I knew straight away you're going to jump in photos. Like, I feel like you just cannot hold yourself back. Like, you even prepped your outfit for it. You wore a bodysuit under a pair of jeans so that you were ready to, like, jeans off, boom.
I had my makeup done before Ellie and everything that morning. She was messaging me being like, just get my makeup done. I'm like, what do you mean I'm ready?
I know.
I'm ready to go. I've fake tanned
Mark's
and
already taking photos of me, and I'm getting professional ones done later on. Yeah, no, but that's good. Like, a photo shoot's always a good, like, kind of, day out as well. I've never had like a full group client photo shoot, but even just speaking from experience of having clients do photo shoots before individually, it's a good process, and doing one myself as well. That is a good process.
Bringing kind of like bodybuilding type training and dieting into it, I feel like as well it's a really good option for people who are a little bit unsure, maybe aren't ready, or maybe shouldn't like take the next step into bodybuilding. I
feel like that's going to be your eye opener. Like, obviously a photo shoot is your photo shoot, like, as in whatever you do and how far you push it is purely your choice. So if somebody's there and they really want to go for it and get, like, pretty lean, obviously nowhere near stage condition, but pretty lean,
get a feel for the process.
The process of it is going to give them a clear idea of whether that's something they're interested in doing further and pushing it further. Like, as in, if they can't handle that, if that already in itself was too intense, then they'll go, do you know what, maybe that process isn't for me. Or they'll go, do you know what, I got to that position, I'd quite like to go further, I'm going to go on stage. I think as well, like, when it comes to a photo shoot, I say this to all my clients, you're never going to look bad with your hair done, your makeup done, a nice outfit. Like, you're never going to look shit in front of the camera. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it. Just because most people opt to do a photo shoot in the form of a diet, it doesn't mean you have to do that. Like, you've all got to keep in your mind at the end of the day that most of yous who do a photo shoot are lifestyle clients. So I remember one of my girls who did the photo shoot last week, before we even started photo shoot prep, she was like, oh, I've got one party on, so I just might not do the full
12 week prep because I've got that one thing on. And I'm like, it's not like that. Like, you've got the rest of the time. Obviously, you've still got to live your life to some degree as well, but ultimately it's down to you how you want to do that prep, and then it's your coach's job to make it work around you.
Exactly. It is purely your choice how far you take it.
Yeah.
And it is, you're exactly right with the point of like, even if you don't want to take it too intense, or if you don't want to push it too hard, but you still want to have the photo shoot experience, that is purely your choice.
Yeah.
You can get your makeup done, get, you know, your hair done, wear a nice outfit and still get some nice photos and feel confident about yourself. You don't need to find confidence from being really lean to the point where you've got a six pack, or to the point where you've got definition between your shoulders and your arms. You can find confidence from other outlets, from just, again, like losing a wee bit of body fat, or even just gaining more confidence in the gym to a point where you go, I feel more confident, I've maybe put on a wee bit of muscle, I've maybe got a little bit of body fat, but I feel confident, so I'm going to get a photo shoot to represent that.
I think as well, like, before we move on from the photo shoot, I just want to like shout out my client Mel. That was such an emotional day for Mel, and I knew it was going to make me emotional as well. And obviously it's nice to kind of look at the pictures that I take behind the scenes, but I wanted Mel to see herself on that camera, so I asked her, like, can you show Mel that, because it is scary, like, stepping in front of the camera and doing a shoot for the first time. But Mel's dropped over 25 kilos since she started working with me, like a full 180 life-changing transformation. And I see a lot of myself in Mel, to the point where when you have been a bigger person, it's hard to now see yourself kind of in your new body. So when she seen the camera, she was just like, I can't believe that's me. And then the both of us started crying, and I was like, what am I?
That's emotional. That's emotional.
It's moments like that make the days good.
I know. Massive kudos to Mel, and massive kudos to you as a coach, because at the end of the day, it's teamwork to do something like that.
Trust as well.
Trust, big time. So it is very much, it was a team effort from both of you, and you should both be very proud.
Thank you.
You should.
Why has he been nice?
I'm always nice. I'm always quite nice. What did Rab say? I was quite considerate.
Considerate, yeah.
Yeah, considerate.
Didn't say that about me.
I know. Anyways, so yeah, we went to PCA. Should we touch on some shout outs for PCA?
Who anyone stood out for you?
So PCA was a really good day. It was Ellie's first bodybuilding show.
I love taking people to the first show.
I know. So it was her first show, so she loved it. She's clearly said she doesn't see any future in bodybuilding, but she can still appreciate.
For reference, is my client and friend and Ben's girlfriend.
Yes. So you can see where the dynamic comes from. So yeah, she's, as someone who obviously doesn't see a future in bodybuilding, which is totally fine, she still appreciates, the hard work and the effort that these people have put in, and it's still got a proper buzz from seeing that portrayed on a stage with the music and the lights, stuff like that. So it was good to see her have a good time at her first one, and as well, obviously, I've been to one before. I went to PCA, what was it, last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah, we went to Scottish last year.
Yeah, Scottish last year. But yeah, the actual PCA show this year, we had...
The junior guy.
Oh my
God.
God.
Needed ID.
Yeah, the junior guy, so obviously I'm competing. We'll touch on this further in a wee bit. Yeah. But I'm competing on juniors as well, because I'm still only 22, even though everyone thinks I'm way older. So going to this show, I'm like pretty much picking out the juniors. I'm like, right, my eyes are set on this. Like, I'm not looking away the full time they're on, because I'm just curious. Yep. Obviously, these juniors are enhanced. I'm not enhanced. I'll be doing it in a natural federation, because your boy don't do drugs, okay? But as soon as they all came on stage, I was like, right, they look good, right, they look good. And then the very last guy in the line was this absolute mammoth. He was like 6'4". He must have weighed on stage about 120 kilos.
I followed him on Instagram the next day. I think he was.
Ridiculous. Like, if we can figure out how to do the editing of putting a photo of this guy on the screen, then we will. But an absolute monster.
Good
and I
physique as well.
Oh, fantastic physique. He nearly won the overall.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually really close to middle in the overall against all these people who've been training for years. But yeah, just an absolute beast, like, humongous. Yeah. I actually felt really sorry for all the other juniors, because I was like, even if you're more conditioned, which some of them were, and your posing's better, he's still winning. There's no way
Junior,
you can beat that guy.
Junior, for reference, is up to 23 years old. So you...
Is it not up to 24? Yeah, so you can do it while you're 23.
Yeah, you can do it while you're 23.
Somebody said that to me. They went, oh, but you're competing in August and your birthday's July, because I'm 22 now. And I went, no, you can do it while you're 23. So I'll technically be competing when I'm 23.
So is it only junior bodybuilding? You don't get junior classic or anything like that?
Only,
So
you get junior
yeah.
bodybuilding and junior physique.
Yeah, and then for girls, the only female junior category is bikini. So as soon as you step into figure, wellness, whatever else, it's
So
just open.
layman's terms, you've got junior thong and junior swimming trunks.
Yeah.
Basically, for some people who don't understand the references. So the junior guy, we then had Scott,
Scott,
who
SL
did
champ.
amazing, SL champs. He came third.
I don't know, I've seen Scott quite a lot this season.
I know Scott's came like third, second, third, and it's trying to remember
Yeah.
where he came at what
Yeah.
show. Anyways, he did fantastic. I personally liked his routine because the song he picked, which
Yep.
was like a metal song.
Right, I have beef with routine songs. Can everyone start talking to each other and can we all not pick the same 5 routine songs? Because you know how many times I hear Adele and Teddy Swims?
I
and
said that before it started. I was like, right, be prepared to hear the same song about 4 or 5
Yeah.
times. That PCA wasn't as bad as last year. Last year it was Skyfall about 40 times.
Yeah.
It was that Teddy
Swims.
Swim songs, the Door, that was played about 4 or 5 times.
Rolling, 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 rolling.
Yeah,
What?
rolling. Yeah, exactly. That was playing. And then it's also some sort of like Norse mythology, like Spartans dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
song as well.
So your routine is not judged. So it's literally your chance to show off your physique, to pose for your family and friends, be creative. So you can, honestly, the world's your oyster. Next time I step on stage, I'm going to have like a mashup. So if anyone can make me a mashup, let me know.
Guy's routine was pretty iconic already at the last show.
But I chose Countdown by Beyonce because Beyonce is a diva and I'm a diva. So I just knew that that was the road I had to go down. And as well, you said when you were watching my routine, like, thank fuck there was a song with a bit of life
know,
to it, because you were just sitting there with tissues in your hand, hearing the same song. Like,
Actually, I've done 3 bodybuilding shows. I was at your
Yeah.
one. I know, because a lot of them as well, it's like, I get it's an emotional process, but like a lot of the songs are very much like dun, dun, like a slow ballad, and it's like art, and I get it as an art to
It
some
is,
people, but I'm
yeah.
also like, fucking hell, we've just had like,
add a little spice.
we've just had, you know, like boom, 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 but like some upbeat, and now we've
Yeah.
got this, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, where's
Yeah.
the tissues?
So
But they are
also,
all the same
on
songs.
that note, Morgan Wilson's routine.
That was so good.
That
Was
was
hers
good.
Kesha?
Kesha, yeah.
Oh, that was a belter.
That was really good. I
Someone
loved that.
said,
That
I think
was a bit
Grant,
me.
I think Grant is Morgan's boyfriend, who also competed, but he didn't. He stopped competing the week before PCA.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He did fantastic as well. So he did. And what did he win? Best poser?
Yep.
Or best
He also,
presentation?
I seen Grant at IFBA, and he looked really, really good on stage.
Best
He was very
presentation.
full.
Yeah, the guy, like, I loves.
Never competed once.
I know. The guy loves bodybuilding, to be fair. You can tell, and his routine was very, like, all put together, and it was very,
Yeah.
like, boof, like,
Yeah.
powerful.
Very aware as well, like, Ben has never competed. I've stepped on stage one time, and could it be better? Yes. But I feel
Yeah.
like when you know these people and you see their hard work, and as soon as someone steps on stage, they're obviously going to be judged, whether it's by folk like us who don't really know what they're talking about, or by people who do know what they're talking about. So
Yeah, that's a subtle disclaimer. Like, anything we say here, if we say something wrong, don't take offence.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we fully know we are not, like, you know, pro
we just
bodybuilding
know
coaches or anything
slightly
like that.
more than the average person.
Yeah, exactly. But like our, you know, our capacity of knowledge with bodybuilding is very, very, very,
Yeah.
very, very low. So anything we're saying, if you're like, oh, what are they talking about? Just ignore us.
Yeah.
Just go watch another podcast.
Also, Kaylee, she looked great.
Sassy queen.
Yeah.
Everyone the full time was like, Kaylee's got the sass.
She does.
She does. She's got the sass.
And I feel like
Her
because
hair
I
was,
was
so long, it was like,
her hair was stunning.
She flicked it and it
Because-
nearly knocked the person out next to her.
because I was with Kaylee at her first show as well, and I'd spoke to her a lot throughout the week before. I knew how nervous she was to do it, so it was really nice to watch her at IBFA and for her to place and just
She did
kind of
not-
solidify that she belonged there, because she did.
She did not
looked
carry
amazing.
any of those nerves on stage,
No.
I tell you, though. Like, she looked confident from the get-go. So we
I
had
also did her
Kaylee.
makeup.
Kaylee did fantastic. Morgan's routine was class.
Yep.
And just a very good physique. Like, her back is absolutely diced.
Kaylee shredded.
Kaylee shredded as well. Everyone was shredded.
Yeah.
There's not one person, like, I know even if they weren't, we wouldn't say it, but like everybody generally
Yeah.
was in really good nick. Like everybody. Angie done really well.
Angie.
Obviously won her class, which from
Stunning
afar we've
look
been
as well.
watching. She's
Everyone-
obviously been doing it for quite a while.
Everyone here gets coached by Taylor as well. Taylor Hunter. Grant
Yeah.
gets coached by Alex Johnson.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone done fantastic.
Yeah.
PCA, so they did. So we've done PCA. We were there. You had your client photo shoot. Don't think we're missing anything that we've done up until now.
Nah. What are you up to now?
So currently where we're at, we've done what we've been up to. Currently where we're at, so this week.
I was just going to say, I could explain what I'm doing first because mine is more poncy, yours is more serious.
Poncy. Yeah, go for it. You go first because I did speak quite a lot there, to be fair.
No, it's fine. I just mean you've got more of a plan for the rest of this year. I don't.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I'm not the first person you think of when you think of like planning.
No.
Like at all. Like put it this way. Again, I know I spoke about it a lot, but Ellie made an itinerary. I know. An itinerary last time, I promise, for the holiday. Our holiday's in September.
What? Oh, yeah.
As in a full itinerary. Like, I'm talking, like...
She's type
at
A
the
like
airport,
me.
Airport by this time, then land this time,
No.
hotel this time. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, do you know what? It makes sense. But also, I'm just like, I've never had anything like this
She
before.
came to me the other day and she sat down next to me and she was like, so I'm making Ben a list for his prep. Is there anything you think I should add to it? And I was like, oh, what do you mean? Like stage day, like Airbnb hotel packing list? I was like, because I've got that. And she was like, no. Just like anything you think you'll need. Like a portable charger, a ring light, a black backdrop.
I know. I spoke about it a lot, but big shout out because I know she will be watching this. She is so supportive.
Yeah.
And I can already tell through the prep it's going to be so much easier because of how supportive she is.
Yeah.
I know she wants best for me. Anyways,
so
your plans right now.
My plans right now, obviously just working away. I've spoke about this kind of towards the beginning of the year, but I've not actually set myself kind of any goals like business wise or personal wise this year, and it's quite nice. Like I know that sounds maybe like as someone who's not working hard or maybe not looking to achieve, but like I had such a big year last year of like growing up and being an adult and like competing and stuff like that. There was nothing that I could do in 2026 to beat 2025. Like, so I just thought I'm not going to let it get any worse, but I know that I'm not planning to compete and do these amazing things and get my first house and stuff like that like last year. So business wise, just kind of working away really. No plans.
You don't need to have like a big plan as well. That's the thing.
Nah.
Like people put so much pressure on themselves to almost like compete with the year previous.
Yeah.
But it's if anything, every year you have is a lesson. You've probably learned from last year that like albeit it was a really big year for you and there was a lot of successful things happened, but you've also probably learned off the back of that like I can kill my jets. Like I can just enjoy life and just go with the flow and just see what happens.
Obviously, me and Ellie recently finished up our project that we were doing as well called Empowering Young Females. So we were going into a school in Ayrshire and kind of like teaching young girls things that they don't typically learn in their classes. So that is obviously something that was important to me. It's something that I feel is really needed. So we did that as well, and that's something that I'd maybe like to do again in the future. And I'd maybe like to do some kind of courses and stuff this year because I've not done one since last year, and I always like to, keep ticking up top. Mm-hmm. And then training wise, finally out of my training rut. It was a bit of a silent training rut. I wasn't really, everything was just mid. Like it wasn't shit, but it wasn't amazing. So I feel like after I was kind of ill and stuff like that, the past couple of weeks I have had some good training sessions. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm just doing a week and a 6-week mini cut tidy up for my holiday. But what I was talking to you about in the car is I need to try and get out of my bodybuilder mindset.
Yeah.
Like it's 6 weeks. I'm going on holiday with my boyfriend who has been with me since I was a fat bastard. Like, he doesn't care what I look like. And I know it's always about how you feel in your body.
I'm sure if you were bald, he'd probably care a wee bit.
No, he wouldn't. That man...
Mark does love you to pieces, but I'm sure if you did just go, I just like shave my head off, he'd be a bit like...
He'd be like, oh, babe.
He'd be like, I like that. That's nice.
But yeah, I just need to learn that it's not that deep, because what I was doing was I was trying to treat it like a prep.
Yeah.
And I was getting too in my own head about it, because it was making my food noise, and I hate that saying, I hate when people say that, but it was making my food noise really, really loud because I was eating like a bodybuilder. And then I had a tracked off-plan meal at Domino's, and I woke up the next day lighter. So
good.
It's not that deep. We're just going on holiday. We're just looking to take off a few kilo. So yeah, that's what I'm currently up to.
It's probably just because the mindset of that is engraved now.
Yeah.
Like, you're so used to it. Like, you need to go to that extreme. Like, if you're going to diet, it is like, that is it. There is no...
Because
other way.
it's hard because like you've got to play devil's advocate, because if one of my clients checked in with me and said, Sky, I've been on a diet for a week and well, I've lost a kilo in a week, but throughout the week I hadn't lost anything right until the very last day. And if one of my clients messaged me and said, Sky, I've been dieting for 6 days and I've not lost any weight, I'd say, fuck off, Rome wasn't built in a day.
I know.
Like, so I need to take my own advice on that one.
Oh, I think it's quite hard. I think I'm sure many coaches can agree with the fact that it's really hard to take your own advice. Like you'll say something to a client, and then as soon as that situation is applied to yourself, you take it completely differently. And then one of your peers or someone that's around you will be like, well, what would you say to a client if that happened? And you're like, oh, shit, you're right.
I know.
I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to it.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, so we should get better at doing that, to be fair. But no, that's exciting.
But yeah, that's about it.
You're coasting, but you've also got things on, but you're like...
No, I'm not coasting.
No, not coasting, sorry. Coasting's maybe not the right word. You've got things on, but you're not applying mega pressure to yourself. Yeah. Which you don't need to.
Because that's something I'm quite guilty at doing, so I'm just like...
Exactly. You just need to learn to just...
Be type B all the time.
Be type B. Take a leaf out of my book.
What about you?
Is it not a page out of your book? Is it a leaf? What is it?
A leaf out of your book, yeah.
Isn't that right? So on the topic of Sky talking about continuing studying this year, Wednesday this week I've got my interview for City of Glasgow College, where I know, wish me luck guys if this episode is out in time, which is probably out after I've done the interview, so let's hope I got it.
We'll manifest it now.
Manifest it now. So I've got my interview on Wednesday. It is a HND, so 2-year course at City of Glasgow for sports therapy.
Nice.
Basically off the back of that, I don't like doing too much of the same thing or feeling stuck for too long. That's not me saying by any means that I want to stop PTing. That is not the case at all. I just don't like not knowing the answer to things. So I basically want to expand on my knowledge so that I can in the future be able to deliver and, you know, be a bit more accessible to wider regions rather than just being stuck to, like, for example, the situation that occurs quite often is if a client comes to me with an injury or something, and if I don't know through general knowledge a rough idea of how we can, you know, combat that or work around it, it'll set me doolally. Yeah. So if I have a client come to me and say, oh, I've done this when I've been training through the week, I don't know what to do. Off the back of this education, whether I do just the 2 years of sports therapy or I decide to go into university after that, I'm not sure yet. I can then turn around and go, okay, let's do analysis. Let's do a full body kind of analysis. Okay, it's XYZ. So you're going to need one treatment and for massage, and then we're going to need to do a full rehabilitation program. So therefore, that client hasn't had to leave me. They have that full personal experience with me for the full process.
Because you're going to be qualified for that.
Exactly.
Us right now, we're not qualified to diagnose and treat.
Exactly. So. And I want to be able to do that, and I think as well I'm really interested about the industry we work in, and biomechanics and how the body works and functional anatomy.
So I always say that's where we're different. Obviously I've got knowledge around training and I enjoy training, but I would say that you know a lot more in terms of biomechanics and anatomy.
I think it's not even like I'm trying to do that to just be better than everyone. I think I generally just have a severe interest in it. Like, put it this way, in my room I have a poster up of an anatomy like skeletal structure, and it's got like labels for each of the names of like the bones, and it's the same on the other side, but it's muscles. I love it, it's great, but I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to this stuff, so being able to educate myself further and also see prospect to be able to, you know, pursue something a bit further as well is exciting. I don't like feeling stuck or...
Because you are literally 22.
I'm still very young, exactly. Yeah. Oh, voice crack. So
that's how young he is.
Colin, I know my balls haven't actually dropped
Guys,
yet.
I've only got 5 more years left on the podcast because while I've been away, I turned 25.
I know. Unrelated, I was thinking about this the other day. My frontal lobe isn't even developed. Is yours?
Yes.
Yeah, yours is fully developed now.
Literally, and I feel like this fits in. So, like, see, over the last 6 months to a year, I feel like, yes, you're legally an adult when you turn 18, but I have really had to transition into being an adult. And I'm not even just talking like mortgage money-wise. I just feel like weird transitional things have happened in my life that I've had to just grow up and be an adult about. Like my childhood dog dying. That's the most transitional thing that's ever going to happen to you.
You learn on the job with life.
Exactly.
You learn on the job. I had this conversation with a client earlier on. You learn on the job. You can't prepare for what hits you, and it's just going to mould you into the person that you are.
I know your frontal lobe's not developed because you walked into a room earlier, lifted your leg and farted and went, ha.
Exactly. Yeah, my frontal lobe hasn't developed, so
worrying.
Like right now, if you know me and you think, oh, he's cool, like he knows what he's doing or whatever.
You won't know him in 2 years' time.
Just you wait until my frontal lobe develops.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like take out the game. But yes, I'm going to college. Hopefully,
And how will
manifesting
that impact like your work with your current clients you've got just now?
So I still do have a prospect to be able to one-to-one PT because I do love it. I do still want to be able to coach all the clients that I currently have. I've built up a great bond. A lot of them are just starting processes for things in the future that will be interrupted potentially by college. However, I'll reduce my one-to-one hours. I'll have some of my current clients who do one-to-one PT potentially transition to online, and I will just make it work around it because at the end of the day, like if I was forced to stop PTing, I don't think it'd be for me because I would need to do that. Like it's become so engraved in just my day-to-day life now that I couldn't fully transition into not doing it.
And I just feel like
and also
you can't leave me in the gym.
Man has bills to pay now. Like I got bills. I need money. So at the end of the day, like
Man's moved out.
Like so I've got bills to pay. I feel like I'm an adult now. So I need to be about money. So I still do want to continue on because I wouldn't just want to put a halt on that for 2 years, potentially more as well, just for that process. So that's the goal, is to continue to educate, but obviously still continue doing what I'm doing. And as well, I feel like I'd still like to be able to PT and coach because at the end of the day, as I'm learning through education, I can apply it exactly. And it makes me, that's the thing, I know this is for me because it makes me excited even thinking about that.
I feel like there's literally, wait, what are you wearing to your interview? Because I was going to say there's not a reason where you weren't going to get in, but
so
what are you wearing?
I had this conversation. So it says smart casual, and I was thinking like jeans and like a knitted jumper, but then I thought maybe that's too casual. Well, I thought that early time and I went like, nah, it's too casual. So she's like, why don't you wear like chinos and like a quarter zip? And I wear my brogues. I
just think regardless of whether you're going for a job on the gym floor or in like, I don't know, what's a prestigious job?
A lawyer or something.
Yeah, a lawyer. Like, be the best dressed in the room.
Yeah, I mean,
if I can
show up to my gym group interview wearing, smart trousers, a shirt and a tie,
exactly,
then I should probably be wearing something close to that. So I don't know, I don't want to show up too wanky. So I think I will just wear like chinos.
Be you, but obviously like
and some nice shoes. Yeah, less of like my hobo style. Yeah. I don't want to show up looking homeless because that's how I look.
I don't think there's a reason is why you wouldn't get in.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like on paper, like unless there's something with like spacing or something like that.
I think it will go well. The fact as well that I mentioned, obviously, that like I mentioned about the podcast, like I'm pursuing, other outlets of education through fitness and health and other formats out with of what I need to do. Yep. I'm a PT. I've already got part of a qualification with that. And it means that obviously they can see that I'm already involved in the fitness industry. Yeah. And maybe they can see a prospect of me being able to involve what I learned from that into what I'm doing currently. Yeah. Like maybe I'd like to think that they see clear prospect for me off the back of this.
And obviously out with of kind of like work and like college and stuff like that, you've got quite a busy year planned. So how do you see everything working in together?
What will be, will be. What will be, will be. I've obviously got my bodybuilding prep coming up and competing this year. So as I said earlier on, competing in natural junior bodybuilding. So I've got 2 shows booked, a potential third one if I qualify for it, which will be the British finals. So I've got, on August 22nd, I've got the UK FDBA
road trip.
I know, to Burnley. So that's my first one. Then 2 weeks after that,
always in the weirdest places, aren't they?
I know. Then 2 weeks after that, it's Perth. It's BNBF. Then on the 12th of September is the potential UK FDBA British final if I qualify, which I will, positive manifestation. So we've got that. Obviously, I start prep on Monday coming. I've done a wee pre-diet before then, just to shave off a couple kilos to get my body in a good position to adapt into the prep kind of lifestyle, because obviously it is a big transition coming off like a kind of growing phase to going into a prep. So obviously we've done that to kind of cushion me in, which I'm buzzing for, to be fair. I've got a real kind of like drive to really go for it and see what I can achieve, and especially with going to PCA Scotland, like it is itchy feet obviously for you as someone who's done it, but because I know I'm about to do it, I'm even more
exciting.
like, oh my God, I cannot wait. That's not me downplaying how difficult it's going to be. I know it's going to be one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I'm not downplaying it at all. I definitely think I can do it, because I do think I have a very much like all or nothing mindset with stuff.
I think as well though, like prep is really, really hard, but social media makes it worse. Like my prep is hard. Like I was eating dust doing 90 minutes on the Stairmaster, but like it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I just think you genuinely have to take...
Wait, what? It wasn't as hard as you thought it was going to be?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, breaking news. I'm not saying this in a sarcastic way, I genuinely thought you were going to talk about how much of a struggle that was. Because your prep, like, I can't vouch for everybody, but was probably a lot harder
Obviously,
than
I had a
everyone
lot
else's.
of body fat to lose, right? So literally from the get-go...
I don't even think it's that. I think your body's naturally more stubborn to let go of fat than other people's. Not like it's not that you've not got a good amount of muscle tissue, and it's not that you can't lose fat, but you probably got to a point where you had some stubborn fat that you've just never shaved down past, so that your body just was not responsive.
Yeah.
Or like it was responsive, but it took a fucking lot.
I feel like as well, I'm someone who, no matter how much food they can eat in an off season, they need to diet on low calories, and I'm not short, so that is surprising. I have been training for a while, so I do have decent muscle. So, but it just is what it is. I'm just one of those people. But if I could give you one piece of advice, it would be like literally don't think about anything else apart from what you've got to do that day. Because if you start thinking, I've got to be on the Stairmaster 5 times this week, or I'm going to be hungry, or leg days on Friday, you're just going to be negative. Like, just wake up, assess how you feel that day, and like attack it based on how you're feeling. And do I have permission while we're on camera to like pull you up when you're being a moody bastard? Absolutely,
You definitely do.
Because obviously we do have to spend quite a lot of time together in a little room in the gym, like a staff room. So...
You have full freedom to...
And it's going to come from a good place.
Yeah, of course. I know. That's why I'm like, you've got full freedom to say, because I don't want to be known as that person who was a total prick because he was on prep. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's my choice to do it. I want to do it. I have the choice to, go out of it anytime I want. So if I get to the point where it's ruining my personality and I just become an absolute arsehole, but I still want to keep going, give me a reality check and be like, listen... wind your neck in, wee man.
Yeah, but like, I fucking hate her. Okay.
I know, but like, you're fine. I'll be like, hey, like, Sky slagged me at the gym today. She talk about me.
Then I'll PT her and she'll be like, he's been up here moody prick, by the way.
He's fucking no talking when he comes back to the flat. I know. No, I know it will be difficult.
We just have PT sessions now to talk about Ben.
Yeah, exactly. I know, you used to. I know. Well, probably not anymore, to be fair. Maybe when we first started seeing each other, it was all like, oh my God,
Does he like me?
We went on our first date. Yeah,
whereas, 2 more reps.
Whereas now it's like, I fucking left skiddies in the toilet, man. You're like, oh, fuck's sake. Like normal life stuff. So yeah, but we've got that coming up. And obviously, you still asked a question about how I'm going to navigate that around.
Yeah, because obviously it's a lot of newness, like a lot of stuff you've never done before.
Oh yeah, big time. I think it was just a case of, it's just a case of I've not thought that far ahead. I do know that the two are going to cross paths, but again, I know that prep's going to challenge my mindset, but I feel like everything I've done up until now, albeit it's nowhere near as hard as what I'm about to do, I've definitely never like not been consistent. I've always been in the mindset of like I'm all or nothing. Again, whether it's healthy or not, I was speaking about this to someone today. I feel like I've got a genuine fear of knowing that I could have done more, or a genuine fear of like not doing everything 100%. Like, as in, if I looked back and go, oh, I looked alright, but I did fuck it that weekend, or I did miss one cardio session, that'll play on me for decades. Like, I have a genuine fear of not doing everything I'm meant to do and not giving it my all.
I think it's important as well, because I think a lot of people think when I speak about my first time on stage that I'm maybe putting myself down or something, but I'm very aware that I wasn't the leanest on stage. But I think as well, what you need to remember is you're a first timer. You're not supposed to look like the guys on gear. You're not supposed to look like the guys who have been doing it for years. You're 22. Like, so I know that next time I am going to be leaner. I am going to have more muscle. I'm going to have more mass on me. because I don't have any mature muscle either. Like,
Yeah.
see the women in the gym that are like 30 plus, they look amazing.
Aye.
And I just think, see, if I keep training, that is going to
That's
be me
gonna
when I
be
get
you,
there.
exactly.
But yeah, it would be as well to just like remember you're a first timer, and that is hard with Instagram and with the environment that we work in. But like,
Exactly.
you've got that, and I think as well, in terms of like how it fits in with your work, I was mentally okay. It was just more physical, like. Because my clients will always say like, yeah, there was some days that you were a wee bit quiet and not your usual like, because I'm a pain in the arse, but like not your usual like bubbly self, but you were fine.
Yeah,
like,
you
throughout the
were
prep.
fine.
But physically I was just a bit done. Like I couldn't work
Yeah, there
past
was.
7
But
o'clock.
understandable, there obviously
Yeah.
was days where you're absolutely fucked, but that makes sense. I'd be surprised
Yeah.
if you went like that. But to be fair, like, all I'm really going to need to deal with for the majority of it is work.
5-minute warning.
7? No, wait. My watch says 52.
Yeah, I know. Well, mine is 53.
Is it? Well, whose is wrong? No, I'm joking. All I'm really going to need to deal with for the majority of it is just what I'm doing right now is work. College doesn't start till August.
Yeah.
And my first show is on August 22nd. So I'm only going to have like...
Right in the back end of the prep. Oh gosh.
yeah, exactly. But as what it is, I'm more thinking like all my classmates being like, oh my God, why is that guy so shredded?
What? Or they'll be like, what's wrong with that crackhead?
What's wrong with that guy? I know, like, he looks way different what he did at the group interview. But yeah, it's one of those ones where I feel like it's going to be hard, but I'm going to get through it. The only negative bit I've got about my mindset right now is like I'm almost applying pressure to myself because you know me, I like to do loads of different things once.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've done some things twice, but I like to do something, then try something else, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do that. So I don't know.
Do you
I
mean
don't,
like you can't do like golf at the weekend because you're on prep?
No, not
Or
that. I mean,
another
like, as in
sport?
another sport, like, as in I've competed in calisthenics, I've done a half marathon, 3 half marathons, high rocks, like loads of different stuff. I know. Sorry. I said the word he who shall not be
I
named.
feel like though, like you might feel like you're missing out right now, but see once you're in it and you start seeing the changes in your body.
It's not missing out. It's more a case of like, if this is my only time I'm ever going to do it, I want to do it like really good. Like, I don't want it to fuck up. I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to be perfect, and there will be challenges, and there's probably things that will go wrong. But that's the unhealthy kind of pressure I'm putting on myself. I'm like, what if I do this and I don't want to do it again? I'm not going to have another chance to be able to do it. So I need to do this one right. I'd say, but apart from that, I'm in a good headspace about it all. That's the only thing that sometimes I'm lying in bed at night thinking like, oh my God, I need to do this properly.
Well,
otherwise it's...
You know me, I love a quote. Diamonds are made under pressure.
Boom.
Pressure is a privilege.
Pressure is a privilege. I love that. So yeah, apart from that,
Not much.
nothing. I've got college. I'm competing. The good thing is I'm going on holiday 4 days after my potential last show, so I'm going to be absolutely diced poolside, which was funny because Ellie was saying to Sky, she's like, oh, I might need to go on like a wee like mini diet before we go away because I can't be looking like Billy Bunter next to him poolside when he's like tanned, shaved, ripped, like, and I'm sitting there like...
He's going to have patchy tan. He's going to be bloated because he's ate for 4 days.
No, I was thinking about this. I was like, right, I've got 4 days that I just like... maybe just gradually increase my calories.
In those 4 days?
Yeah.
I mean,
like reverse.
I would, because you're
I
going to
would
go
too.
from dust to holiday
Exactly.
calories.
I've seen so many people talk about how you need to reverse, and it does make sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
You don't really have the time.
am I going to have the strength? No, not reverse fully, just a subtle one.
Yeah.
But like, am I going to have the like mental capacity to be like, no, don't give me that donut?
Yeah. No.
Like the day after, I'll have one on the day. Like I'll have like an off plan off the day, but see the next day, am I going to be like...
I think though...
No, I'm not going to have that cheese toasty.
This is where it comes back
I'm
to
going to
like...
have some bagels.
The boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Yeah. I think when guys finish up competing and they eat thousands and thousands of calories, I think they look class. Whereas if I was to do that, I'd look that fatty.
Only for so long though.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. It is only 4 days.
I love food. Like, I know it's not a good kind of like example, but when I did my photo shoot, like the session the day after, I had a Domino's and cookies and everything all that after the photo shoot. The session I did on the Friday, because the shoot was the Thursday, I was like, I look fucking class. I'm full as a house right now. I've still got a tan. I've still got six pack. I've still got veins. I look brilliant. This is fantastic. And then probably a week after that, I was like, oh, looking a bit watery here, big man. Like, let's just calm it down.
Yeah.
So I know it's obviously going to be different from that, but you know, it's still good timing. Like, I'll be ready to eat. Like, as soon as I'm on holiday, I'm like, right, where's the scran? Where's the beers? Where's the cookies?
Only time will tell.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's my plans for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Your plans for the rest of the year as well, we've went through. Plans for the podcast, to wrap things up. We are continuing to, film episodes.
We'll be back on a monthly basis.
We're back on a monthly basis. Yeah, we do apologise about the wee blip, but also we don't apologise because shit happens, life happens, and it's healthy to take wee breaks from things that you don't, aren't legally obliged to do. And
as well, I love how we keep saying life is life and life's going on, but we're not telling you what it is. But that's how we like to keep it that way.
Exactly.
No, I just think it's funny.
Yeah, we had a drug bust. Sky was throwing hundreds of drugs in our house. No, I'm joking. So plans for the podcast, there will be another episode coming out next month.
Yep.
The hopes for the next podcast is that we have another very familiar name come on, very popular in the bodybuilding industry. We're not going to name names or anything like that. We're not going to set a date, but that is the you've just dropped it as a her.
She's a boss lady.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I feel that everyone who watches this is people that will know who it is.
Yeah, but we're still not telling them.
It don't matter anyway. But yeah, we've got plans for having another guest on the next one. So be expecting to see some polls put up again about asking some questions and an announcement of who it is.
Back to more kind of like topic based episodes as well, as opposed to there not being a plan and us kind of chatting shit. Obviously, that's always going to be there as an element of each episode, but obviously today we just wanted to kind of bring it back, get comfortable in front of the camera again, catch up with each other, and just get back.
I don't see you no more.
No.
She's living that online life, so I'm, still in the slums working, in the gym, face-to-face PT, whereas she's like, our laptop, here making my millions. And every time she comes in, I'm like, oh my God, I thought you were dead.
Get rich, try.
I know, I'm only joking.
This is actually what I do with my laptop. I'm panicking.
I know, and then your bed like, oh my God, please, I need more clients. So yeah, that's the plan for the podcast. Back to monthly. About this type of podcast, I enjoyed filming it. I liked the fact that it was quite chill and we just got a chat.
Yeah.
And it was quite like a catch up of stuff he said in there. I was like, really?
Didn't know that happened.
Exactly. I feel like I'm the viewer. I'm like, oh my God, no way. So let us know if you enjoyed it. And obviously, as always, suggestions, questions are always welcome. We'll store them for the next episode. But thanks for watching, and we will see you again very soon.